On today's show, we have a list of ways to make your relationship stronger, mealtime healthier, and your life easy.
Being proactive and preventative is critical.
Cool your car with our AC tips.
Roll your windows down, let the heat escape.
Plus, turn your backyard into a fun house.
Oh my gosh!
But up first,
a lot of us want approval from other people.
So we show you how to set effective boundaries.
Knowing why you're setting boundaries in the first place is the most important thing.
It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes. And if you feel exhausted because you're always giving in to the needs of others and putting yourself last, well, it may be time to set up some boundaries.
Yeah, of course it isn't easy because we are programmed to please the people we love. But friends, it can be done.
Jackie Denker's breaking down how to put up boundaries without making people upset. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
If you are a person that tends to say yes to things even when it's not in your best interest, you are definitely not alone.
When we're always saying yes to things, we say yes to things that drain us.
And that's where setting boundaries comes in.
We have boundaries all the time, whether we're clear on them or not. And so it's really about starting to sustain ones that really support you so that you can feel a little bit more freedom and space to be doing things that feel really good for you rather than doing things that other people want or might expect of you.
To learn how it's done, we spoke with work-life balance coach Nicole Song. To get started, Nicole says we must know our why.
Knowing your own boundaries and knowing why you're setting boundaries in the first place is the most important thing. A lot of us want approval from other people, and so we're setting boundaries based on that rather than setting boundaries based on what it is that you care about most.
For example,
is it because you want to take a non-traditional career pathway that your family might not approve of? Or are you making a choice around a partner that might be outside what people are used to?
So she says really try to understand what matters to you first.
What's okay with me versus what's not okay with me, and what do I really care about? And that's actually going to be the foundation for your boundaries.
Once we know our why, it's important to set a boundary within ourselves.
A lot of us don't set boundaries with ourselves around how we're leading our day or what we're doing. And so it can look like I'm not getting enough sleep, I'm not moving my body enough, I'm not actually eating the nutritious food that makes my energy feel really good.
And if you're not holding yourself accountable to put yourself first,
it's actually very difficult to feel grounded. And when you're setting boundaries with other people, feeling grounded is really the first place to be.
Nicole says evaluate your choices and ask yourself, does this feel right to me? And stick to your gut, because
learning to set boundaries with yourself and maintain those are also going to help you support and maintain boundaries with other people.
Finally, it's time to set parameters with other people.
So now what you're doing is you're starting to put it out into the world, and it doesn't mean you don't love people or care about them, but you're now starting to say, hey, what I do and my choices in the world are the most important things.
And then when people come to you and ask for something,
you can just check back in and say, does that actually work for me? Is that actually my priority? And if it's not, then you can just say no with kindness.
And believe it or not, it does not have to be confrontational.
A kind no thank you is a really powerful way to work. You can also offer another option. If that no doesn't work for you, you could change the time, or you can change what people might be asking of you. And the more you're really able to share the no, people start to respect it and honor your boundaries.
Setting boundaries to live a happier and healthier life is at the top of the list.
Now, if someone says you're hormonal, well, those are just fighting words and they should probably take a step back. But it is true, if your hormones are out of whack, it can make you feel off with your sleep, appetite, and mood. So we are looking at how you can rebalance them so life is more balanced too.
There are chemicals in your body that if they're out of whack, it can impact sleep, hunger, even memory, and they're called hormones.
Hormones are very important. I mean, they kind of run the show in many capacities.
Dr. Robin Wright, NMD with Rejuvena Health and Aesthetics in Scottsdale, Arizona, shares 3 ways to balance your hormones. Let's start with the ABCs of vitamin D.
It actually behaves more like a hormone. So that's important for your immune function. It's also important for mood.
Vitamin D is also a difference maker for things like bone and muscle strength and energy levels.
It seems like it's a domino effect, so if that goes down, then everything else is kind of going down. And you have to remember too, because a lot of people go out in the sun, but they have their sunblock on, or they have their long sun shirts on, or the big hats, which is all well and good, but you're also blocking the ability for your skin to absorb that vitamin D.
Tell me what we should do to get that vitamin D.
Of course, is getting your levels checked with your provider. So there's actually an app, it's called D-Minder, so you can download that, and then it will plug in your location, and it'll give you a time to say like, hey, you need to be a direct sun exposure for XYZ amount of time.
Next, herbs and supplements.
You go to any health food store, you've got them all. They're a little overwhelming.
There's a lot of different herbs that have been used for thousands, hundreds of years that are very potent. I've seen where people are thinking they're doing the right thing, but have actually created more of a hormonal issue. So it is important to get the lab work to kind of figure that out.
Some supplements she prescribes are DIM, sulforaphane, and Vitex, which are made from plants and veggies. Lab work can show estrogen and testosterone levels and cortisol, among other things.
And then if supplementation is needed, then sure, on a short term, you might need to do that for a little bit.
Finally, cut back on alcohol.
Let's talk a little bit about the effects of alcohol on your hormones. What exactly is happening?
What happens is you're going to increase glucose, and that will increase inflammation. And when inflammation is increased, that can increase an enzyme called aromatase.
This can twist female androgen and male testosterone into estrogen, which escalates the chance of diseases like cancer.
The inflammatory process could affect the cardiovascular system and also brain function too. And once that's off, then you're going to notice some systemic issues there too.
So cool it with the cocktails.
If you have a glass of wine or have a drink, it's not the end of the world. If you are having trouble with hormones, you might want to at least cut that out until you get that kind of squared away.
Hormonal harmony for better health.
When it comes to crepes, you probably think the only person that can make it is someone with a French accent who spent years at a fancy culinary institute. Well, good news, mon ami. This weekend, it's going to be you rocking that chef's hat. Jackie Denker has us making delicious crepes at home.
If you thought crepes were something you could only get in restaurants, think again.
You can make sweet ones, savory ones. They're really not that intimidating. They're really not that hard to make.
Well, I can't wait to dive in.
Let's do it.
To learn how to make some at home, we turned to co-owner of Foch Cafe and Bistro and the Crepe Club, Ferris Tarabici. Before we get to stuffing, let's make the actual crepes.
So we're gonna start off with about 1.5 cups of flour.
All right.
Throw in powdered sugar and regular sugar.
Can't go wrong with sugar.
Absolutely.
Then in goes whole milk, eggs, and whisk.
Now you wanna add a pinch of salt in there. Go ahead.
Pew!
Finally, slowly pour in melted butter and pop the batter in the fridge for 24 hours.
Yay!
See how easy that was?
That was super easy.
Then onto a hot pan with butter.
If you're making it home, you drop it in the pan and you just kind of maneuver the pan around.
Or you can pick up a crepe spinner online and try your hand at spinning the batter till it covers the whole pan.
Oh no, oh no. Okay,
And you really,
Cook for a few seconds until golden brown and you are good to go. And don't worry if your crepe is not perfect.
The nice thing about a crepe is that it doesn't judge.
We don't judge you either. We're all a little broken.
Now for the fun stuff. We're making a savory breakfast crepe.
We're gonna fold it in half.
Then on goes some Swiss cheese,
I'm gonna add some truffle aioli.
Truffle, oh my gosh.
Man.
some scrambled eggs,
Oh, you're okay.
cooked mushrooms, and fold it up.
And this is the finished product. That's
It's
it.
a little pocket of goodness.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Next up, a lunch or dinner crepe.
We're adding our provolone cheese.
Then pre-sauteed mushrooms and spinach.
Now we're gonna add a little bit of bechamel sauce.
Add grilled chicken and some more sauce.
Because why not?
And it's that simple.
Wait till you try this.
It's so savory.
To finish things off, a sweet dessert crepe.
You can start with any type of cookie. We're using the Biscoff cookies.
This is how the cookie crumbles today.
There.
Add strawberries.
Some homemade whipped cream.
You can also cheat and get it at the store. Fold, add some more whipped cream and cookies, and voila.
It's so simple, but so fantastic.
Right? This is exactly why we do this.
Making mealtimes a bit sweeter by making crepes at home.
Still to come, how to make your backyard the fun place to be.
Oh my gosh!
And
as soon as I saw her, I was just immediately afraid to lose her.
the show's getting top honors for their inclusivity.
And that creates a vibrant view of a future in which LGBTQ plus people are here.
Plus, ways to keep your car running cool.
Allow the condenser to actually work.
All that and more next.
Welcome back, friends. Good news, there is still plenty of summer left. Bad news, you've run out of ways to entertain your kids. Well, we are here to help you with some gear that'll squeeze the most out of the sunny days ahead. Toys, games, and even an icing machine.
Who needs a resort getaway when you can turn your backyard into a summer entertainment paradise? You just need a few gizmos and gadgets.
They're affordable, and you can keep playing with them over and over again for hours to keep everybody busy.
Ali Merjueski, senior editor at the Toy Insider, rounded up some of her favorites, starting with the Foam-a-Lanche foam machine.
This magical machine is going to turn your backyard into a full-on foam party.
Just add the included foam, top off with water, and you're ready to go.
You hit the button up top, and it's just going to start spouting tons of foam.
Oh my gosh!
It's totally portable and comes with 3 kid and pet safe non-toxic foam refills.
And you probably think this is going to be a huge cleanup. Guess what? It's not.
The foam disappears on its own, so there's no cleanup afterwards.
Find it online for about $40, with refills costing about $5. The classic Koosh Ball double paddle playset bounces into our second spot.
The Koosh Ball is a classic toy from the 80s. This is this soft toy made of rubber filaments.
Invented by a Stanford engineer, it's named for the unique sound it makes when hit. It's available online for about $17. Next, we're keeping it chill with the Icy Shave Ice Machine.
I love this one because it is so simple to use.
Simply add ice and syrup. You can choose from cherry, cola, blueberry, and more. Then start blending.
Oh my gosh, this is my childhood.
Find it online for a cool $129.
Sugar.
That was a lot of sugar. But our last item will help burn it off. The Super Soaker Twister. The twist on this water gun is its spiraling streams of water, and it holds a whopping 37 ounces. Find them online for about $16.
Love this!
Turning our backyard into a fun zone with summer entertainment essentials.
Now people use social media apps like TikTok for all sorts of reasons, including asking folks to lend a hand. Teresa Strasser's here to share a few TikTokers using the platform to help their fellow humans. Hey, Teresa.
Thank you. These people asked folks on TikTok for help, and the social media world listened. Coming in at number 1, Teachers Wish List, an account dedicated to helping educators get the school supplies they need.
Tag the link in the bio, hit all wish lists posted here. Pick a wish list, purchase some items, and you've just helped a teacher.
It was started by an anonymous teacher, and now the list has over 11,000 wish lists from educators across the country.
If you want to be added to the list, please just fill out the Google Doc in the bio.
No telling how many teachers this TikToker has helped, but we are giving them an A+. At number 2, after Melbourne, Australia's Mark Polcheb was accidentally rude to a delivery driver,
get away from the door, mate.
He asked TikTok sleuths to track him down so he could apologize.
I wanted to start by saying I have genuinely lost sleep over this.
His call for help worked.
It was great to meet him and his family, who are so proud of him.
And since then, DoorDash awarded the driver named Sammy top Dasher status for life and extra pay. Sammy is also
working to raise money to go and see his son overseas.
His daughter also set up a GoFundMe account, which has raised over $5,000 and counting. So inspiring. And third on our list of helpful TikTokers, Salt Lake City, Utah's Carlos Cardenas, who inspired others to save Nico's Mexican restaurant.
Anytime he talks to me about like wanting to quit or wanting to give up, it it kills me because, you know, our family, we never give up.
Carlos posted this video on his account, Clumsy Carlos, which showed his dad, Nico, disappointed by the lack of customers. Well, the video went viral. Folks started rolling in.
Have you eaten here before? No, I actually saw it on TikTok.
And now people are sending money to their Nico's Restaurant Venmo account, that cash being used to help the restaurant and buy meals for local folks in need. And those were a few ways folks are getting help on TikTok. Lots more to come on the list. Stay with us.
Welcome back. On today's binge list, television has made huge strides this year in LGBTQ+ representation. And the best of the best will be honored at the upcoming Dorian TV Awards. Here's a look at some of the standout nominees.
And action.
The Society of LGBTQ Entertainment Critics has spoken, and it's highlighted the best in recent entertainment, including TV shows like Our Flag Means Death and Hacks on HBO Max.
You're welcome. These stories are all something we haven't seen before, and that creates a vibrant view of a future in which LGBTQ+ people are here.
Their 13th annual Dorian TV Awards are coming up, so we spoke to Society member S.E. Fleener to bring you more of this year's standout nominees.
I guess now's as good a time as any.
First up, the HBO comedy up for 5 awards, Somebody Somewhere.
I lost my sister 6 months ago. Just can't seem to get comfortable here without her.
It stars and is executive produced by Bridget Everett, who plays Sam, a woman navigating life in Kansas as she grapples with loss and self-acceptance.
She discovers this thriving underground LGBTQ+ community that meets for what they call choir practice. But really, it's a combination of a drag show and a variety performance, and Sam gets up and sings and discovers there is something that makes her happy.
I hope that people come away with never give up on yourself, because a lot of people do.
Let's stay on HBO for another original that's received multiple nods, Euphoria.
As soon as I saw her, I was just immediately afraid to lose her.
The teen drama is up for 4 awards, including Best TV Performance for Zendaya's lead role as Rue.
Particularly cool about this most recent season is the way that it is tackling drug abuse and alcohol abuse, especially for the LGBTQ+ community where addiction rates are extremely high. Euphoria is something we can't help but love. It is really something special.
This is just the beginning.
We're wrapping it up with the ABC workplace comedy, Abbott Elementary.
What it do, baby boobs? What y'all think about this little film crew I brought in here?
The show's star and creator, Quinta Brunson, has received nods in the Best TV Performance and Wild Wit categories,
which recognizes people who are bringing important conversations in funny and cutting sometimes ways to our communities.
Thanks to her character, an LGBTQ+ educator finds the comfort to open up about his love life at work.
I'd love to meet him one day, unless, we're not there yet.
I'll bring him around.
This year's standouts from the Dorian TV Awards are on the binge list. We'll be right back.
We are back. Friends, it is that time of year when it feels like a sauna outdoors. So the last thing you need when you get in the car is even more hot air blasting you in the face. Hattie DeJamal has tips to help keep your car cool.
A serious sweat session at the gym? Good. A serious sweat session in your car? Not so much.
Air conditioning is critical. Everybody, no matter what part of the country you're in.
Courtesy Automotive Group Marketing Director Chris Winkler has a few tips to help us maximize our car AC this summer. Starting with inspect and prevent.
Being proactive and preventative is critical when your air conditioning is having to work overtime.
You can't ensure your AC is working at its best if you don't know what its best is. So you'll need to know.
When was the last time I had the Freon updated? When was the last time I had the AC actually checked and updated?
Assessing how well our AC is working can help us make sure small issues don't become larger ones, which means
getting to the dealership, having them check the temperature in the car.
Chris says many dealerships will check your AC temperature for free. And using that information to fix any hiccups can help you save on both fuel and potential repair costs down the road. Which brings us to replace, and maintain.
No matter where you're from, debris will collect in that cabin air filter.
That filter prevents things like dust, pollen, dirt, and other pollutants from entering your car through your AC vents.
So by keeping that clean, it allows the air to work less, which gives you cooler air.
Chris says replacing your cabin air filters once a year should be a part of your vehicle's standard maintenance routine. And finally, wait and recirculate.
When you start your car and you get into your car, it's going to be recirculating that hot air.
Despite what many of us do, pre-cooling your car isn't the solution. Instead, set your fan to outside mode first.
Allow the airflow to come through. Roll your windows down, let the heat escape.
And while it may seem counterintuitive, don't blast your AC blower as soon as you hit the road.
Allow the condenser to actually work, and at a slower pace of air, it picks up cooler air.
Once the air coming from the vents is a little cooler,
at that point, make sure it's on the recirculate, and it just kind of blows and cools.
And then enjoy your nice, cool ride. The cold, hard facts of maximizing your car's AC.
KG, I'm not going to name names, but we do have a co-worker who once used a styrofoam cooler filled with ice and a battery-powered fan to cool his car.
Jimmy, that sounds like something you would do.
Yes, actually it does. Guilty.
But it wasn't you.
No, somebody else.
Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. Here's a look at what's coming up next time on The List.
Her story is amazing.
The life and art of Frida Kahlo.
She went through a lot of tragedy.
And how sleep can help couples.
Proximity matters in relationships.
Plus,
you're gonna come over and make these at my house, right?
Fun lunches to make with your kids.
Yummy.
All that and more tomorrow on The List.